Over 85% of my independent life insurance agents actually earned over $100,000 last year in 2025. Now, hold on. Don't leave. Because I know it sounds like a bunch of malarkey, right? Look, guys, give me a couple of minutes here, and I'm going to explain to you the 4 reasons on how they did it and exactly who did it also. And then you can tell me what you think in the comments below. Before we get into it, please give the video a thumbs up, and I do suggest subscribing if you're a new viewer to the channel. We're putting out insurance sales content and final expense sales training videos just like this, like all the time. And guys, the idea of this video is to show you the baseline of what it takes to earn 6 figures at life insurance sales, telesales, and remote final expense sales. So right off the bat, I am not counting the agents that came and went within, within 30 days. I'll even say, let's say within like 6 to 8 weeks, because anybody who's been in the industry understands that there tends to be a turnover rate. So, right off the bat, we're not going to count those agents that kind of came and went real quick. We're also not going to count agents that weren't with us most of the year. You know how you going to make $100,000 if you were only with us for 5 months, right? So we'll say the agents that were with us for at least 9 months. So we're talking the independent life insurance agents that worked on our preset calendar appointments. And there's no way that I'm going to count the agents who only tried to work part-time, right? Because we get a lot of people that tend to come in, they want to work a couple hours a day and that's it. They want to call that full-time. No, we're not doing that. We're talking full-time agents, people that actually put in the work, and we're on our preset calendar appointments platform where you get, all the preset appointments. If you want 20 appointments a day, we can make that happen. You'll get a bunch more exclusive leads every day too. So it's pretty intensive. And that's who we're talking about. We're talking about that small group of serious, hardcore agents who were with us most of the year last year, that basically did what they had to do to be successful. Oh, and stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to show you how to get a copy of a final expense sales presentation script and our agent evaluation referrals page. So the cool thing about the referrals page is it's a great way to get referrals, whether you're doing telesales or if you're doing face-to-face sales, it works just as good. So how did they do it? How do we have such a high percentage of agents that are successful, that are able to earn at least $100,000 a year? Number one, these guys and gals are not afraid to invest. We're talking weekly. So they're not these type of agents that, buy some leads, work the leads, and then a few weeks later, maybe get some more. No, that's not who we're talking about. So the thing in common with these agents is week after week, they spend the money that they have to spend in order to get the type of leads or amount of leads and or preset appointments that they want. And I gotta say, let me be transparent. So what we do is we set up this advertising funnel system for them, and then we run it, we manage it, we actually personalize it for the agent. So when the prospect fills out the lead form, the agent's photo pops up, and then they see a call now button. So some of the clients actually do even call in, but the main thing that we're good at is almost half of these leads, these people that fill out the lead forms, they see these arrows that point to the agent's calendar, and it basically says something like, for faster service, set an appointment on my calendar. Meanwhile, they're looking at the photo of the agent. That's part of the reason it works so well, is the way it's personalized. And so look, here's the thing. We got it working in a way that the funnel companies don't. There's companies that'll charge you $10,000 or more to set up an advertising funnel. Then they expect you to run it, right? So it's this real complex advertising thing. And then most agents can't even run it anyways. But the bottom line is the ones that you purchase from these companies, they never work nearly as well as ours. Again, like half the people, I'm probably giving you too much information, but like half the people actually set an appointment. Think about how high of an intent lead you've got when they set the appointment. And then when they set the appointment, of course, that's when the magic happens. They get an automated text message immediately that basically says, you've got an appointment with so-and-so tomorrow at 9 a.m. Please text the word yes to confirm the appointment. So we're doing stuff like that. And then we're sending them a reminder text before the appointment, etc. So, these agents, they're not afraid to invest into this type of system. And no, we don't charge thousands to set it up and run it. That's the crazy part. Okay. So, but what these agents do is, and here's where I think a lot of of people are going to have a hard time grasping this, is these agents are all spending right around $1,500 a week or more. Okay, so let's be clear. Some of the agents are spending $1,800 to even $2,000. But at the end of the day, I mean, think about it. If you've got to spend, let me just put it this way, $2,000 every single week, and then at the end of the year, when you subtract the cost of leads, your profit is, $125,000 or $150,000. I mean, you're making more money than most people will. And if you're thinking, wow, that's a lot of money, how could I do that? So right off the bat, your mindset isn't right. So I'm going to put, they're not only afraid to invest, but they do have the right mindset also. But that's the idea. They're doing this week after week. Now, number two, they're working full time and even occasional Saturday. So that's kind of important. When I say occasional Saturday, I generally recommend once a month or every couple of months to work a half a day Saturday. Because now what's going to happen is you're going to get a hold of people that actually work during the week, and you're going to get those sales that you would never normally make. So again, these agents are working, let me back up a little bit, mainly Monday and Friday. Not all of them put in additional Saturday here, but they're working full-time hours. I think we all have a definition of full-time hours. So me working, and I'm not saying the agents are doing this, when I work full-time hours, yeah, it's like 60, 70 hours a week. I own an insurance business. That's kind of what I have to do. But for the typical agent, I want to say they're working at least 40 hours a week, of real, between the dial time and, the working to get prepared and everything they're doing to keep their clients on the books. And so it's full-time hours. Number three, they understand how to nurture the client. So here's what I'm getting at. If you're selling life insurance and you're doing it right, the work actually begins after you close the sale. You got to build a relationship with the client. So, one of the things that we teach our agents in our regular weekly trainings is that, you can't just do a hit and run. You sell them, right? You close your sale, you do a little cool down to make sure that they're committed to the payment, and then you spend at least an extra 5 minutes just talking about anything other than the insurance. So to me, that's when it really starts. You build up all this rapport, you built this relationship up, and now you're spending a little extra time after the sale just talking, just being normal, just getting to know your client. Then you set up the automations, and that's what these agents are doing. So, they're reaching out to their client every few months, just letting them know, hey, I'm here for you. Happy birthday. They'll send maybe a happy birthday, an automated text. Our system does that stuff too. So that's really the thing. They're nurturing the client. They're building that relationship so the client stays on the books. I see it, I read in these Facebook groups recently. I was reading about this one agent who's saying, oh, I went into debt. Selling life insurance was a horrible experience. And I know why they went into debt. I know why it was a horrible experience. They didn't close the sale right. They didn't nurture the client. They didn't get to know them. They definitely didn't do any follow-up. They probably didn't even try to save, the sales that canceled. So that's all part of the work. You got to be there for your client. You got to help these folks. Number four, they follow the system. Holy cow, the system. Yeah, look, the biggest fail that I see, especially with new agents that come on our system, is they try to make these little changes they think that are going to make things maybe easier for them. And what it inadvertently does is just cost them sales. It's the beginning of the end. So we've got this real simple system where you do certain things. All you got to do is follow those things. We teach our agents how to do it. I think this is really important because, this is something we talk about pretty much every week. We go over all these steps. Like within a few weeks, like the way we do our training calls each week, within, I want to say a few weeks, you've at least heard me touch on every single aspect of the process and how the system works from soup to nuts, all the way through. A to Z. At the end of the day, these agents, this group of agents, they are not the typical agent who jumps from agency to agency over and over throughout their career looking for that magical unicorn lead. That's not who these people are. And I hate to say it, but unfortunately, most of the people probably watching this video aren't serious enough or willing to make the sacrifices necessary to earn this kind of money. That's really the biggest failure that I see. That's what it really comes down to. You guys have probably heard me say this before, but I'm going to say it again. If you're living in the United States and you're not at least earning a six-figure income, at least a minimum of $100,000 a year. That's like walking into a diner only to end up dying of starvation. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. If you'd like a copy of the remote final expense sales presentation script that I mentioned at the beginning and that agent evaluation referrals page, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com. If you'd like more information on working with us on our preset calendar appointments platform, just shoot me an email at that same address. As always, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually, well, pretty much always fall right into place. Now get out there and whatever happens, make sure that you do something good for someone else today. Happy hunting.